shoulders. But the other meaning of burden is the theme of a story. So how do we change a burden from a weight on our shoulders to a burden which is a theme of a story? Well, we need to do three things. I like to do things in threes. The first thing we need to do is receive that burden. Now, that could be out of no choice of our own. So someone could do something to us through their behaviour that we don't like. Somebody could share a story with us, and so we've received it, whether we like it or not. Sometimes we invite it and sometimes we don't. But once we've received that burden, whether it's something done to us or something told to us, we've received it. The next thing you need to do is accept it. Accept it. Because we can hear burdens and we can deny what someone's told us, we can put it to the back of our minds, we can pretend it never happened, or we can just live with it and let it fester. But actually, when you accept it, when you acknowledge what it really is, what it really happened, what the burden is, that's the second part of the process, to accept it, to make it part of your life rather than part of your hidden life. And then the final thing you need to do is you need to make it part of your own story, in your own words. And let me give you two examples. So for me, the burden that I inherited was when my dad died, and I started to realise that as wonderful childhood as I had for most of it, I was also affected by his alcoholism. And he gave that burden, and by his absence, I'm able to make that story now my own and tell it in my own words. For my friend, her friend died and she found him dead, and he'd shared that intimate, terrible story of his childhood abuse. And she had that weight on her shoulders, but when she received it, accepted it, and finally when she realised that she could use her own story to tell his story, was when she had the most powerful opportunity. And that's what we all have to do. If it's something that's happened to us directly, we have the same opportunity. We have to accept it, receive it, which we might have a choice about it, accept that it's part of our lives. And that can be so difficult, it's something traumatic and horrific, but we do have to accept that it happened and then make it part of your own story, because then you take the power away from just being a victim of somebody else's story, a consequence of somebody else's behaviour, to somebody who has their own story, their own burden, their own thing that they can take forward.